Hey folks, welcome to the channel and this new video. Before we dive in, I'd like to ask you to subscribe if you're new here. And if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button and maybe leave a comment. It doesn't cost you a thing, but it really helps the channel. Thanks in advance. Now, let's get to the heart of the video. On October 11th, SCS Software published a blog post about the upcoming rework of Germany, which is planned for the 1.53 update, 2 updates away. We're currently on version 1.51, and the next update, 1.52, will introduce the Driving Academy. If you're curious about what's coming with the Driving Academy, check out my video for a sneak peek. You can also go watch the previous streams on SCS Software's YouTube channel. Now, let's get back to the blog.
Today, we're happy to share with you a preview into the next phase of the Germany rework for Euro Truck Simulator 2, which is currently planned to be completed for the 1.53 update. This phase features several cities from across Germany, each which have been completely reworked from the ground up.
The first picture we'll see in the blog is a sculpture you can find in Munich. It is called Mae West and was designed by Rita McBride. It is named after the eponymous actress Mary Jane Mae West. The plastic artwork is a 52-meter-high hyperboloid of one sheet built from carbon fiber reinforced polymer. Mae West was planned in 2002 for the altered Effnerplatz after the construction of a tunnel for the so-called Mittlerer Ring. Following highly controversial discussions about size, shape, and cost, both within the city council and among the citizens, the sculpture was built between October 2010 and January 2011. Since December 2011, the Munich tram runs through it. Now, let's get back to the blog.
Welcome to the capital of Bavaria. Best known for its annual Oktoberfest celebrations and its numerous architectural and cultural attractions, it is the third largest city in Germany. When reworking this city, we paid close attention to the real-life layout of the road network and junctions which truck drivers use to enter and leave the city, and recreated them to the best of our ability and scale limits.
In the next picture, we can see multiple special buildings, but let's start with the Olympiaturm. The Olympic Tower stands at 291 meters tall and weighs 52,500 tons. At 190 meters, visitors can access an observation platform, which currently features an exhibition commemorating the tower's 50th anniversary. This space previously housed a small rock and roll museum displaying various memorabilia. Since its opening in 1968, the tower has attracted over 43 million visitors. At 182 meters, there is a revolving restaurant with seating for 230 guests. A full rotation of the restaurant takes 53 minutes, offering diners a panoramic view of the city. The tower also functions as a broadcast tower. The tower is open daily from 9 a.m. to midnight. There are plans to create a virtual reality weather time-lapse service from the Olympiaturm, which would make it the first tower in the world to offer such a feature. On the left side, we can see the BMW Museum. The BMW Museum is the corporate museum of BMW history and was established in 1973, shortly after the 1972 Summer Olympics opened. From 2004 to 2008, it was renovated in connection with the construction of the BMW Welt, directly opposite. The museum reopened on the 21st of June 2008. At the moment, the exhibition space is 5,000 square meters for the presentation of about 120 exhibits. On the right side, we can find the BMW Welt. The BMW Welt is a combined exhibition, delivery, adventure museum, and event venue located in Munich's district Am Riesenfeld, next to the Olympic Park, in the immediate vicinity of the BMW headquarters and factory. It was built from August 2003 to summer 2007. A solar system with 800 kilowatts of power is installed on the roof of the main building. The opening took place on the 17th of October, 2007. The BMW Welt is the most visited tourist attraction in Bavaria. For the next picture in the blog, I'll need to revisit the BMW Museum, as this tower is part of it. In the next picture, we see the Allianz Arena. The Allianz Arena, referred to as Munich Football Arena during UEFA competitions, is a football stadium located in Munich, Bavaria, Germany. It has a seating capacity of 70,000 for international matches and 75,000 for domestic games. Famous for its exterior, made of inflated ETFE plastic panels, it is the world's first stadium with a fully color-changing facade. Now, let's get back to the blog.
Whilst truck drivers will be unable to visit the historical part of München for now, drivers will find a completely new industry area located north of the Western Junction, roads 99-304, which features a new garage and new truck dealers. This includes a very well-known car manufacturer, which has its HQ here, which is featured alongside some new and existing landmarks.
Let's move on to the next revamped city, Mannheim.
Mannheim is the city of inventions. As the birthplace of the car, the bicycle, and the tractor, it continues to be a center of innovation and progress today. Because of this, the city has a rich cultural and economic heritage. You won't only find the city reworked, but also the whole surrounding area. This includes the addition of a part of the Bundesautobahn 6.
In the first picture, we can see a bit of the Mannheim skyline. I found a pretty close real-life counterpart. Let's have a closer look at it. Over here, we can see the Mannheim Water Tower, which is a well-known landmark of Mannheim. The water tower was built from 1886 to 1889 on the present Frederick Square by Gustav Halmhuber. The tower, which is 60 meters high and 19 meters in diameter, was Mannheim's first urban water tower. It initially had to meet with the required standards as a drinking water supply while maintaining steady water pressure. After the construction of the higher Lusenberg Water Tower in 1909, the Mannheim Water Tower served as an above-ground water tank until 2000. Over here, we can see the Jesuit Church. The Mannheim Jesuit Church is a Catholic church of historic and artistic importance in Mannheim, Germany. The church construction was begun in 1733 and completed in 1760. It was consecrated to St. Ignatius of Loyola and St. Francis Xavier. During the Second World War, the church suffered severe damage from air attacks. After the war, it was rebuilt in its historical style using original parts. The next building is called the Mannheim Palace, or in German, the Mannheimer Schloss. This palace is built in the Baroque style. It was originally the main residence of the prince-electors of the electorate of the Palatinate of the House of Wittelsbach until 1777. Part of the palace is used today by the University of Mannheim. The castle, which features tapestries, furniture, paintings, porcelain, and silverware, can be visited on a free-flow basis with audio guides. The next building I want to highlight is this little peak right here, the Fernmeldeturm. The Fernmeldeturm Mannheim is a 270.8 meter high concrete telecommunications tower with an observation deck located in Mannheim, Germany. Designed by the architects Heinle, Wischer and Partner, it was constructed between 1973 and 1975. The tower houses transmission facilities for VHF radio, microwave communications, and omnidirectional radio services. At 120 meters, a glass-enclosed observation deck and a revolving restaurant offer stunning views of Mannheim and the surrounding area. It's a modern landmark of the city. I'm skipping a few pictures here since I couldn't identify the buildings with complete certainty. So, let's move on to the next revamped city, Leipzig.
Arts, culture, music, and more, Leipzig has it all. Whilst a relatively small city, there is still plenty for truckers to explore here, including a variety of historical landmarks, including the Opera House, which was opened in 1693, the University of Leipzig, which is one of the world's oldest universities, and the Leipzig Hauptbahnhof, which, at the time of its opening, was one of the largest in the world.
In this picture, we can see two specific buildings, one being a special project by CG Elementum. CG Elementum is a company that stands for future-oriented, climate-friendly, and resource-saving real estate development. Following the maxim of sustainability, they are, on the one hand, pushing the digital design and construction processes to create affordable yet individual and high-quality architecture. On the other hand, they preserve assets by transforming derelict industrial buildings, often contaminated with harmful substances, into new, healthy living spaces. An example of their marvelous work can be seen on the right side of this picture. This building was once the old Postbahnhof station. It was converted into flexible commercial spaces designed to the latest standards in comfort and work environment, all in high quality and with premium fittings. The yellowish building on the left side houses DB Services. That is a subsidiary organization of Deutsche Bahn AG, consisting of 6 regional divisions that are responsible for the maintenance of the buildings of the railway infrastructure. The Leipzig Opera is an opera house and opera company located at the Augustusplatz and the inner city ring road on its east side in Leipzig's district Mitte, Germany. Performances of opera in Leipzig trace back to Singspiel performances beginning in the year 1693. During an air raid on the night of the 3rd of December 1943, part of the bombing of Leipzig in World War II, the theater was destroyed, as were all of Leipzig's theaters. Construction of the modern opera house began in 1956. The theater was inaugurated on the 8th of October 1960.
If you're living in Europe and received a package, chances are that it has traveled through Leipzig Airport. As one of the top 4 cargo hubs in Europe, thanks to its round-the-clock operations, its freight volume totals more than 1.4 million tons a year. We're happy to have the opportunity to include this major delivery point for our players in this rework.
It is a state-owned enterprise and is one of only 4 German airports, which allows 24-hour takeoff and landing. In terms of cargo traffic, as of 2019, the airport was the 2nd busiest in Germany after Frankfurt Airport, and the 5th busiest in Europe, having handled 1,238,343 metric tons of cargo. The airport serves as the main European hub for DHL aviation and the main hub for Aerologic. Military installations have also been built at the airport for NATO and EU military aircraft. Now, let's get back to the blog. Leipzig Hauptbahnhof is the central railway terminus in Leipzig, Germany, in the district Mitte. At 83,460 square meters, 898,400 square feet, it is Europe's largest railway station measured by floor area. It has 19 overground platforms housed in 6 iron train sheds, a multi-level concourse with towering stone arches, and a 298-meter-long, 978-feet facade at the northeastern section of the inner city ring road. The station is owned by DB Infrago, a subsidiary of Deutsche Bahn, and is classified as a Category 1 station, one of 20 in Germany. It also functions as a large shopping center. In 2021, Leipzig Hauptbahnhof was ranked the best railway station in Europe.
As the capital of the Saxony, Dresden has a variety of museums, historical relics, and features some of the most fantastic Baroque architecture in Germany. Our team has reworked the city and the road network that truckers most frequently use around it. You'll find plenty of landmarks in the area, as well as art murals which can be found on the viaducts across Dresden.
The Dresden Police Headquarters was constructed between 1895 and 1900 to serve the Royal Saxon Police. The building is a prominent landmark on Pirnaischer Platz. It stands as the only state executive building on the Old Town side of the Elbe River. It incorporates elements of both Neo-Renaissance and Neo-Baroque styles. The 2 round corner towers, which feature parapet-like elements, give the building a fortress-like appearance. The structure consists of 4 wings and 3 internal courtyards. In the background of the picture in the blog, we can also see the dome of the Frauenkirche. The Frauenkirche is a Lutheran church. It was destroyed during the Allied firebombing of Dresden towards the end of World War II and was reconstructed between 1994 and 2005. The original Baroque church was built between 1726 and 1743 and was designed by Dresden's city architect, George Baer, who did not live to see the completion of his greatest work. Baer's unique design for the church embraced the spirit of the Protestant liturgy by positioning the altar, pulpit, and baptismal font at the center, making them visible to the entire congregation. The church's most distinctive feature is its unconventional high dome, 67 meters high, called Die Steinerne Glocke, or Stone Bell. In the foreground on the right side of the picture, you can see the new synagogue. The new synagogue, Neue Synagoge in German, is a Jewish congregation and synagogue located at Hasenberg 1 in Dresden's Old Town. Completed in 2001, it was designed by architects Rainer Vondelhofer and Wolfgang Lorch. The synagogue stands on the site of the original Semper Synagogue, designed by Gottfried Semper, which was destroyed during Kristallnacht in 1938. Dresden-Neustadt Station, or Bahnhof Dresden-Neustadt in German, is the second largest railway station in Dresden, after Dresden Hauptbahnhof, and serves as a hub for long-distance traffic. Located on the northern side of the Elbe, it acts as a key junction for rail travel. Built in 1901, it replaced the Leipziger Bahnhof, which opened in Leipziger Vorstadt in 1839, and the Schlesischen Bahnhof, which opened in 1847. The station building, located in the Innere Neustadt district, was constructed in the grand, monumental style typical of the era, reflecting its significance as a stop for long-distance trains. Janidze is a former cigarette factory building built between 1907 and 1909. Today it is used as an office building. It is notable for its Moorish Revival exterior design, which borrows design elements from mosques and the Alhambra in Spain. The Dresdener Mühle, also Wienersche Hafenmühle, is a grain mill at Alberthafen in the Friedrichstadt district of Dresden. The mill was constructed as a reinforced concrete structure between 1912 and 1914, based on designs by the architectural firm Lasso and Kuhn for the Bienert Company, which operated several mills in Dresden. The new building was necessitated by the planned expansion of a Royal Saxon State Railways route through the Bienertmühle site in Dresden-Plauen. With grain imports already arriving from overseas at the time, the mill's location near the port was a natural choice. Now, we come to the last picture of the blog post, featuring the Weiße-Ritztalbrücke. The Weiße-Ritztalbrücke, or Weiße-Ritz Valley Bridge, is an approximately 218-meter-long motorway bridge in Dresden. It is part of the tunnel-bridge-tunnel combination with the Dölzschener Tunnel and Koschütz Tunnel along the Federal Highway 17, which connects Dresden to Prague. This combination is considered one of the most technically challenging structures on the highway. Atop the nearby rock, we can spot the Beggerberg. But what's its story, and how did it come to be? Let's dive into its history. In the 18th century, Karl Siegmund von Nimtsch, owner of the Rossthal Manor, had a pleasure house built on a rocky outcrop known as the Kanopie above the Plauensche Grund. The house was named Karlsberg in his honor. The wooden structure was destroyed by a storm in 1742 and replaced with a stone building. However, during the chaos of the Second Silesian War and the Battle of Kesselsdorf in 1745, the building was destroyed. Rebuilt once again, it was demolished during the 7 Years' War in 1759, and a viewing area with a roundabout and benches was later created in its place. In 1852, Johann Gottlieb Beger, a quarry owner from Dölzschen, purchased the property and had a villa built in the neo-Gothic style. The architect, Theodor Lehnert, designed the building with elements reminiscent of a medieval castle. Inside, the villa featured several dining rooms connected to the kitchen by a dumbwaiter, a hall, a coffee salon, and an observation platform accessible via a spiral staircase. Though the interior was crafted in a medieval style, some areas utilized imitation wood and glazes to reduce costs. The building operated as a restaurant until 1871, when it was closed following a tragic accident in which a guest fell off the cliff. The Beggerberg was then converted into a residence. In 1934, the owner's descendants sold the house to the municipality of Dölzschen, which considered demolishing it due to its poor condition. However, after protests from local residents, it was decided to renovate the property. The local NSDAP group used the building until 1945, after which the FDJ, Free German Youth, utilized it as the FDJ home, Gret Walther. Over the years, the Beggerberg also housed a cardboard factory, a library, and a storage facility. In 1979, it was sold to a private owner who restored it by 1985 and converted it into a guest house. Today, the Beggerberg is used as a residential building. This brings us to the end of this video. For now, I just focused on the SCS software blog, but in the future, I will use the footage I get from driving around in these revamped parts of Germany, and we'll get into a lot more history and informative lessons. Before you go, could I kindly ask you to hit the like button and react to this video? It's the best way to give the video some recognition, and it would really help me and the channel a lot. Thank you.